we begin with the late former Bafana Bafana coach Clive Barker, who will be laid to rest in Durban today. In a special provincial funeral, the 1996 Afcon winning coach passed away at the weekend following a battle with dementia. A memorial service will be held this morning at the Conference Centre, and that's where we find Newzroom Afrika's Benjamin Leshoro, who is following proceedings for us. Benji, good morning to you, and thanks indeed for this. It's a somber day for the entire country, not just the family and the people in KZN. This day is being mourned by the entire nation.
Good morning, Xoli, and good morning to all our viewers. You're quite right. It's a very, very sad day, one which arguably a lot of people would have expected with Coach Clive Barker having not been well for a few months now. He had been in and out of hospital. He had been in and out of ICU. And unfortunately, last week or at the weekend, he finally succumbed to lewy body dementia, as you mentioned. So we're here at the Conference Centre in Durban, just in the shadow of the Moses Mabhida Stadium, along with the Kings Park Rugby Stadium, not too far from those two sporting venues. We're here to say our final goodbyes, and mourners will be gathered to say goodbyes to Coach Clive Barker, the 1996 Africa Cup of Nations winning coach, the only South African coach to do so. Those who grew up in the 90s will remember that iconic aeroplane-like celebration of his as he takes off whenever his teams and his strikers scored a goal. And it was very popular in those days when Bafana Bafana, dubbed the class of 1996, won the Africa Cup of Nations on home soil, beating Tunisia in the final. So what we're told is that the formal proceedings will begin at 11 o'clock here, and the formal police proceedings, as you mentioned, it's a special provincial funeral. The processes will start just before 11 o'clock. There'll be a brass band that is escorting the coffin, and I say the coffin deliberately because what I just found out just about 5 minutes ago is that the coffin will be here and not the body, because word that I'm receiving is that the body has already been cremated, Xoli. So the coffin will be here, symbolic in the proceedings for today. So Coach Clive Barker's body has already been cremated. The family announced that there'll be a private funeral service for them, and this one is actually called a memorial service for all who loved Coach Clive Barker to come and pay their respects. So we're expecting a lot of those who did play under him in that special class of 1996, a hallowed class of Bafana Bafana players, to be here in numbers today.
Benjamin Leshoro, thank you very much for that update. Live for us in KZN at the Convention Centre there. That's the venue of the funeral service of the late Clive Barker.